Hey superstars, hope you're doing amazing. This is Mark. I'm the Systems and Automation Specialist of our company Ivy Lead. And today I'm going to dive into another CRM tutorial. And I'm super excited about this because there are some updates on how you can embed your forms. And this is going to be a game changer if you want to further customize how it looks like and make it more interactive. Now, I'm going to give you some example. This is going to be useful if you, for example, have registration page or any type of funnel or website, and then you want to kind of ask or make your visitors fill out a form, and the goal is to obviously capture their attention, prompt them to be able to get those answers or those submissions that you want. Now these types of embed format will allow you to do just that. So I'm going to give you an example. There are four different ways on how you embed it. Originally, there's only one, which is kind of like just putting the actual form questions and the button in your funnel or website. This is an example of a form, or sorry, a funnel. This is our blog, and a form typically looks like this. So I'm going to put an element here, and I'm gonna go to form. There you go. And for example, I'll choose this one for our example, waiting list. For example, I have a waiting list here. Now this is how it looks like conventionally. Let's wait for it to load. It's just putting all the form elements in this box, as is. There's no customization, there's no interactiveness to the form. There you go. Right now, for the update of the system, you have three more options on how you're going to embed this, right? So I'm going to show you how you are going to do that. Now let's go back to the actual form that you want to embed to a funnel. Instead of going into the element and then selecting form, what you want to do is in the form builder, click on integrate form, and here it will show you all the different layout types. Now this is the current one that we're using, which you can access in the funnel builder by selecting the form as an element, the inline. Now if you want to use the three different options or layout types, then this is how you're going to do that. In the form builder, just click on what type of layout you want to use. For example, let's start with the sticky sidebar. If you want to use this, then you just click on copy embed code, and then you're going to proceed to the funnel, right? But before you do that, there are different settings that you can modify further based on how you want it to appear. Like for example, in the sticky sidebar, right? This is you know a layout type which will show you the form in the sidebar, right? And then you can also allow it to be minimized. Like for example, a visitor is visiting a page, and then suddenly there's a pop-up in the left hand corner which would show these questions, something like that. So that's the sticky sidebar. Now if you want to minimize or allow it to be minimized, then just click on this, and then also use a title that will make sense regarding the form. Like for example, get your dream assistant. I want this to be the title of that. Then I can even choose the position, whether it's in the left hand corner or in the right hand corner of the screen. I'm going to use the left hand corner for example, and then also here there are three more test settings that you can change. So if you want show on scrolling, like for example, your audience is visiting the page, do you want the layout to be shown like 85% of the scrolling action, or 50%, if you want that into the percentage format, or if you want that in the time format, then click on show after. For example, I'm visiting your page, and suddenly after 5 seconds, for example, that's how we're going to put it out, then the sidebar which is the form, will show up, right? That's after 5 seconds. If you want it to be there, all the time, then click on always show. For the activation options, this is how frequent they're going to visit the page. For example, the second time or the third time that they visit the page, then this will show. But if you want it to, always be there, just, choose always activated as well. Now for the deactivation options, this is in relation to the activation. So for example, they've seen your page several times and you don't want to show the, form once again, then you can choose this one and then put the number that you desire. Or for example, if you have already collected their information, they have answered the form already, then it doesn't make sense to put that form there. Then this is the option. Or if you want it to be there all the time, then choose never deactivate. All right, so those are the three things you want to change in this part. And then also in the actual layout type, you have other options as well that you want to modify. Now, after you're done with all the edits, then you can click on copy embed code, and then we can proceed to how you're going to add this in the funnel. Now, once you do that, go back to your builder. So let me delete this for now. Now, instead of, clicking add element and choosing form, we're going to use custom HTML. Okay. Once you click on that, we're going to click on open code editor, and then we're going to paste the script that we just copied in the form builder. Now I'm going to click on yes save, and from here click on save, and I'm going to preview so you can see how it looks like. All right, so now I am on the page. As you can see, the form is in the left-hand corner, and then there's a minimize button, which if I'm going to click, it will show you the title that I chose, which is Get Your Dream Assistant. So this is how the first layout type looks like instead of the conventional, layout, which will just show you the form inside of the funnel. So this is more interactive, and then this will allow your, visitor to be prompted of the form as well. And the second layout is, okay, let's go back here, is the polite slide in. Now the difference with this is instead of in the sidebar, it will come from below, whether it's in the left or right. Now it's going to like slide in, once they're visiting the page. Now, the same thing, you can adjust the trigger type, the activation options, and the deactivation options based on what you want. Now, for example, you want it to be, minimized, and let's click on that again. Okay, let me just copy this. Okay, I'm gonna paste it there. Now let's do the right design, and then let's try trigger type, show after 5 seconds, activation, let's make that always, and then never deactivate. Now once I'm done with the edit, again click on copy embed code and go back to your funnel builder, and then on the code editor open that up. So let me delete everything first and then paste the new one. I'm going to click on yes save once again, and let's going to preview this and see the difference. Now previously this is how the first layout looks like. Now let's see how it looks like now. Okay, now nothing is showing up, but after 5 seconds of scrolling, the form should show, as you can see right now. All right, there's a minimize button. Once again, if I minimize that, this will show, and then you can click to pop up the form. So that's the second type of layout. The third layout is the pop-up, right? So it's kind of like the same with the polite slide in, but the difference is instead of in the right corner, right down corner, or left down corner, the pop-up will show at the center. So this is like the most powerful layout type because this will really prompt your audience to do the form. Now as an example, it's kind of like a pop-up ad, like when you're scrolling, suddenly a pop-up ad shows, That's the effect that you can achieve using this layout type. So let's try the after 5 seconds again. Activation options, let's do always activated and never deactivate. Okay, let's do the same thing, copy embed code, and on here open code editor, delete everything, and then paste a new one. I'm going to click on yes save, and we're going to save this. Now instead of in this part, it will show at the very center when you're scrolling. So we, chose 5 seconds. So it's kind of going to look like, a pop-up ad. Like suddenly it shows, right? So let's try the scrolling, 5 seconds, like this. You can see. All right. So that's how you do the different, layout types. The difference with this pop-up is that there's no minimize button. So once you exit, if you put the you know don't deactivate, after 5 seconds it should show again, like that. So those are the different options. All right. The inline form is the same with the form element, so you can do that in the form build. Sorry, in the funnel builder right away. But these three layout types are going to be powerful for sure if you want it to be more interactive, and you can even further customize it based on your needs. If you have any questions regarding this tutorial, let us know so we can provide more information. For future CRM tutorials, let us know so we can create custom videos for your needs. Hope you learned something today, and see you next week.